In the world of business and innovation, few tales rival the audacious journey of Richard Branson and the creation of Virgin Airlines. This compelling narrative, set against the backdrop of the turbulent aviation industry, encapsulates the dreamer's spirit, fierce determination, and unwavering commitment to excellence that has defined Branson's career. From a hammock on a remote island to audacious protests and Guinness World Records, this story unfolds in a story on how one man's vision transformed the way we fly. Please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to activate notifications for the latest updates. Dream takes flight. The year was 1984, and the sun was setting over the tranquil shores of Necker Island, one of the British Virgin Islands. Richard Branson, the spirited entrepreneur behind the Virgin brand, found himself in a contemplative mood as he swayed in a hammock, enjoying the gentle breeze and the sound of the waves lapping at the shore. He had just celebrated his 34th birthday, a milestone that triggered a wave of introspection. Branson had already achieved remarkable success with Virgin Records, where he had signed iconic artists like the Rolling Stones and Phil Collins. His chain of Virgin megastores was changing the way people purchased music. However, his entrepreneurial spirit was far from satisfied. He had an insatiable appetite for adventure and innovation, a hunger for new horizons. It was a warm day when Richard Branson and his business partner, Nick Powell, found themselves stuck at the airport in Puerto Rico. Their intended flight to the British Virgin Islands had been unexpectedly cancelled, leaving them frustrated and stranded. While most passengers would have simply rescheduled their flights and waited, Branson's entrepreneurial spirit was already at work. Frustrated by the lack of alternatives, Branson made a spur-of-the-moment decision that would change the course of his business career. He decided to charter a private plane, but rather than absorbing the cost himself, he saw an opportunity to share the expenses with other passengers. Branson's unorthodox idea involved selling seats on the chartered flight to fellow stranded travelers. Branson's approach to problem-solving and seizing opportunities was both pragmatic and daring. He rounded up several passengers willing to share the cost, and with the funds collected, they soon found themselves boarding a small chartered aircraft. The flight was not only a practical solution to their immediate problem, but it also marked the inception of Branson's interest in the aviation industry. This spontaneous and resourceful move demonstrated Branson's knack for identifying gaps in the market and his willingness to take calculated risks. It was during this flight that he saw the potential for providing a better, more customer-centric air travel experience. This pivotal experience was the catalyst that inspired him to venture into the airline business, eventually leading to the creation of Virgin Atlantic Airways. Branson's ability to turn an inconvenience into an opportunity would set in motion a series of events that would reshape the airline industry and the Virgin brand's future. As he lay in that hammock on Necker Island, he had no inkling of the incredible journey that lay ahead. The dream of Virgin Airlines was about to take flight, but the turbulence, trials, and triumphs that awaited him would be a dramatic saga of entrepreneurship and innovation, one that would leave an indelible mark on the world of aviation. The birth of Virgin Atlantic. In the year 1985, Richard Branson's dream of creating an airline began to take tangible form. He knew that the aviation industry was a daunting arena dominated by established giants, but that did not deter his unwavering determination. Branson was no stranger to challenges, he thrived on them. To start Virgin Atlantic Airways, he needed an aircraft. With the enthusiasm of a pioneer, he set his sights on a second-hand Boeing 747, which he promptly named the Maiden Voyager. Branson's knack for showmanship was already on full display, as he understood the power of branding and spectacle. The early days of Virgin Atlantic were a far cry from the grand offices and hangars that would later become synonymous with the Virgin brand. Branson and his small team set up shop in a modest office above a shop in London's Holland Park. It was here that the audacious vision began to take shape. However, the path to establishing an airline was fraught with challenges, particularly when it came to obtaining the necessary license to operate transatlantic flights. This was a complex process riddled with bureaucratic hurdles, and it seemed as though the established players in the industry had stacked the odds against the upstart Virgin Atlantic. Undeterred, Branson launched a campaign that would become legendary in the annals of aviation history. The British Airways and American Airlines alliance, which threatened to further consolidate the power of established carriers, was the subject of his ire. Branson believed this alliance would stifle competition and limit consumer choice, and he was determined to take a stand. In an audacious move that would capture the world's attention, Branson chartered a plane and personally flew to New York City. On board, He carried a sign that read, "No way BA. His intent was clear: to protest the proposed alliance and fight for the rights of travelers. This bold and unorthodox stunt drew media attention like moths to a flame, and it captured the imagination of the public. Branson's irrepressible spirit and determination made him a symbol of rebellion against the industry's giants. His aerial protest was a turning point. It forced regulators to reevaluate their position and rethink the potential anti-competitive impact of the alliance. The public support he garnered made a significant impact. It was a David and Goliath moment, and David was winning. The tireless pursuit of a license paid off. In 1985, Virgin Atlantic was granted its license to operate flights between London and New York City. It was a monumental victory for Branson and his team, and it marked the official beginning of their journey in the airline industry. Virgin Atlantic quickly set itself apart from the competition. Branson's commitment to exceptional customer service, comfort, and innovation gave the airline a unique identity. It was the beginning of a new era in transatlantic travel. The audacious entrepreneur had taken on the giants and emerged victorious. The birth of Virgin Atlantic was just the opening act in a dramatic saga of entrepreneurship and audacity that would see Branson and his brand continue to push the boundaries of what was possible in the aviation industry. As the world looked on, Branson and his team were ready to take flight, with the spirit of Virgin leading the way. Triumphs and turbulence. With the establishment of Virgin Atlantic in 1985, Richard Branson had successfully defied the odds and entered the fiercely competitive world of aviation. However, this new chapter in his entrepreneurial journey was far from smooth sailing. Virgin Atlantic's success stirred up a hornet's nest of challenges. In particular, British Airways, the dominant player in the industry, saw Virgin Atlantic as a threat to its supremacy. The rivalry between the two airlines escalated into a fierce battle, not just in the skies but in the courtroom and the media. In 1987, Branson embarked on another audacious adventure, the attempt to circumnavigate the globe in a hot air balloon. This endeavor, known as the Global Challenger, captured the world's imagination. However, it ended in disaster when the balloon crashed into the Pacific Ocean. Miraculously, Branson and his co-pilot, Per Lindstrand, were rescued by a passing ship. Though the mission had failed, it did little to dampen Branson's indomitable spirit. While the Global Challenger mission may have been a setback, it didn't deter Branson from his airline venture. Virgin Atlantic continued to evolve and expand its operations during this period. New routes were added, and the airline acquired additional aircraft, including the iconic Scarlet Lady. This expansion reflected Branson's unwavering belief in his vision. During these years, Virgin Atlantic introduced several game-changing innovations. One of the most notable was the introduction of the world's first individual seatback entertainment screens. This innovation transformed the in-flight experience, setting a new standard for the industry. Passengers could now choose from a selection of movies, TV shows, and music, a concept that is now commonplace on virtually all airlines. Another groundbreaking development was the creation of Upper Class, a premium service that redefined luxury in air travel. Branson's commitment to superior customer service and innovation became a hallmark of Virgin Atlantic. The airline wasn't just competing, it was setting the pace for the industry. However, the battle with British Airways continued to intensify. Virgin Atlantic filed a lawsuit, accusing its rival of unfair competitive practices, which included allegations of corporate espionage. The courtroom drama and the public spats between Branson and British Airways added an extra layer of intensity to the already fierce competition. Throughout these years, Richard Branson remained a charismatic figure, unafraid to take risks, both in business and in his personal adventures. His indomitable spirit, resilience, and capacity to bounce back from failures became an inspiration to many. The turbulent skies of the airline industry may have rattled him, but they did not break his resolve. Virgin Atlantic was riding high on its reputation for innovation and customer service, but the battle with British Airways was far from over. The drama, rivalry, and unwavering commitment of Richard Branson and his team to their vision of a better way to fly would continue to play out in the years to come. The story of Virgin Airlines was far from over, and the world watched with bated breath as the drama unfolded. Selling Virgin records for capital. With the inspiration and vision to create a new, customer-focused airline experience in mind, Richard Branson faced a formidable challenge: how to secure the substantial capital required to enter the airline industry. His solution, while unconventional, was characteristic of his bold and entrepreneurial spirit. At the time, Virgin Records, a company that Branson had co-founded and nurtured, was a thriving and iconic record label. It was responsible for launching the careers of numerous successful artists and had earned a significant reputation in the music industry. However, Branson was prepared to make a bold move to fund his new venture. In 1992, Branson made the decision to sell Virgin Records to EMI for an impressive sum of money, estimated at around £1 billion. This sale represented a significant turning point in Branson's business career. He was willing to part with the record label he had built from scratch to fuel his dream of creating Virgin Atlantic Airways. The decision to sell Virgin Records was met with mixed reactions, as it marked the end of an era in the music industry. However, Branson was undeterred, and he viewed it as a necessary step to turn his vision for the airline into a reality. The funds from the sale of Virgin Records provided the capital needed to establish Virgin Atlantic Airways and compete in the highly competitive airline industry. This chapter of the story showcases Branson's willingness to make difficult choices and his unwavering commitment to pursuing his passions. It was a testament to his belief in the potential of Virgin Atlantic and his determination to create a distinctive airline that would challenge the status quo and set new standards for customer service and comfort in air travel. The sale of Virgin Records marked the beginning of a new chapter for the Virgin brand and Richard Branson's ambitious journey in the airline business. Conquering the skies. As the 1990s dawned, Virgin Atlantic had firmly established itself as a major player in the aviation industry, thanks to its unwavering commitment to superior customer service and innovative in-flight experiences. However, the drama and competition were far from over in this epic saga. The years between 1990 and the present day have been marked by both triumphs and challenges for Richard Branson and his vision of a better way to fly. Virgin Atlantic continued to grow and evolve, expanding its route network and acquiring new aircraft. The airline's reputation for top-notch service and innovative solutions attracted travelers from around the world. In 1992, Virgin Atlantic introduced a revolutionary concept in air travel with the launch of the Virgin Flying Without Fear program. This initiative aimed to help passengers overcome their fear of flying and was a testament to Branson's commitment to ensuring all travelers could experience the joy of flight. However, the rivalry with British Airways persisted. Legal battles, public relations skirmishes, and efforts to outdo each other in service quality created a captivating narrative of competition in the aviation world. The charismatic Branson continued to make headlines, often using his larger-than-life personality to capture the public's attention. One of the most remarkable moments in Branson's career came in 1998 when he broke a Guinness World Record by completing a transatlantic flight in just under 3 hours. Flying from New York to London, the Boeing 747, piloted by a team of seasoned professionals, achieved the incredible feat, demonstrating the capabilities of Virgin Atlantic and pushing the boundaries of what was possible in aviation. As the years passed, the Virgin brand expanded into other aviation ventures, including Virgin Australia and Virgin America. Each venture was marked by the same commitment to innovation and customer service that had become the hallmark of the Virgin name. Virgin Galactic, the ambitious venture to make commercial space travel a reality, was another feather in Branson's cap. This was yet another example of his determination to push the boundaries of what was possible in transportation. Today, Virgin Atlantic and the wider Virgin brand are synonymous with excellence in air travel and beyond. Branson's dream, which had taken flight in the British Virgin Islands decades ago, had grown to become a global force in aviation. The story of Virgin Airlines, which began with a simple idea in a hammock, has evolved into a dramatic tale of entrepreneurship and audacity. Richard Branson's unwavering vision, commitment to customer satisfaction, and relentless pursuit of excellence have not only changed the way people fly but have inspired countless entrepreneurs to dream big and reach for the skies. Please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to activate notifications for the latest updates.